Everything.
Final Destination has caused a generation to never drive behind log trucks.
Never, dog. Never burn out logs.
I will never drive behind a log truck in my life.
Behind a diesel semi at all.
Yo, what up, though? It's your boy Juice.
And it's your boy Fenix. Hey.
And welcome back to another episode of the Fresh Popcorn Podcast. But today we're talking about Final Destination Bloodlines.
Amen. It's crazy because it's still new, but it is a classic little series, bro.
Automatic classic.
Man, so let's get into it, man.
Let's jump right in, man. So, hey, Final Destination Bloodlines, the sixth entry.
It is a
sixth entry of the Final Destination saga.
Yes.
Man. Let me know how you feel. Let me know how you feel.
Man. So check it out, man. So first off, I went with my lady, right? We went to go see it. And she hated it.
What?
But she's not a gory person, right? She don't like gore. Okay. That she just went because I went, right? We got the little movie pass, so we go together, right? I loved it. I ain't gonna lie, I loved it, man. I love the blood, I love the gore. I love even a lot of the ways that they killed was creative as hell. I mean, so for those of you that know and have seen the Final Destination, right? It's basically, it's death coming for people.
Yeah.
We all know death. We've seen it in different movies and different shows, right? And once death has you marked, he gonna get you, whether it's now, whether it's later. But the thing
some way or another, he gonna get you.
Right. But when you dodge death or when you cheat death, not only do he come back and get you, but he also can get your family and the friends and the people that was in that whole vicinity where he was about to get you. And I feel like that's what Bloodline was. Like Bloodline was he died, bro. Like he was trying to kill everybody, man, so quick.
So we referenced this movie a few times. I know I have. The newest Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse or Across the Spider-Verse. That open sequence of like just Gwen and like that open sequence, like that whole thing, right? I'm trying to think of movies that had like amazing open sequences.
Yeah.
Final Destination Bloodline, open sequence. And then if you've seen the trailer, you saw a glimpse of it, right? But just like them going through everything, you watching just the anticipation of everything happening, watching it
was crazy, bro.
The build up was insane. And just that's how the movie started with a bang, bro.
Off top.
Bang.
You know how when you be at the theater, and so we went to the theater where you had the recliner seats? Like I had to sit up in the beginning because I knew something was about to happen, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Then I realized my seat was broken and I had to go move to another seat.
No.
The legs wouldn't come up, man. I was upset. I wanted to fight, but I didn't want to miss that. So I
feel like them kind of seats for you like make you go to sleep. So I don't know why you put yourself in those positions. The seat that you had initially that was broken was probably the best seat in the house for you.
But
you don't need to put your feet up. You don't need that.
Here's the worst part about it, okay? When the seat was broke, I wanted to go use it. I felt like, oh boy, when he said Final Destination, he was the back seat lever. And it broke. And I said, why is everybody else's seat working except for mine? I started looking around and said, oh man, there's about to be some shit in here, man. I had to move seats because you never know. The seat could have killed me. You know what I mean? I could have been dead.
Two things Final Destination is great at.
Yes.
Coming up with like some of the most creative ways to die.
Man.
Making you in the real world extremely paranoid about everything. Final Destination has caused a generation to never drive behind log trucks.
Never, dog. Never burn out logs.
I will never drive behind a log truck in my life.
Behind a diesel semi at all, bro.
Ever.
Not one bit.
Final
I see a little swerve, I'm hitting the brake. I'm like, making back off this, man.
I got PTSD for the rest of my life. I would never drive behind a log truck. Thank you, Final Destination.
Let me ask you this, man.
What up?
And mind y'all, this is a spoiler alert, right? Because we hear the spoil stuff, right? I was thinking to myself, like, damn, what would have, if we talk about spoilers all the time, what would have been another great name for our podcast, right? I was thinking, spilled milk. It stinks. So check it out, bro. So listen.
I don't think I like that one. I don't know if I like that, to be honest.
Listen, uh, after seeing the movie, we both seen it, right? What do you feel was the most creative death?
The most creative death. Ooh, it's a lot of great ones. I was
Yeah,
the one I was so the ones that weren't spoiled in the trailer. So I think the hospital one with both the brothers.
man,
I was like, I was like, okay, what's
bro,
the vending machine? I was like, something's about to happen with this vending machine, right? And then they got I don't know what that machine was. But pretty much they're in
it's
the hospital.
it's an MRI
The
machine.
Yeah, the MRI machine. Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
MRI machine. So I feel like to explain why it was such a great death
my
scene, I kind of
God.
gotta give you a really deep dive into the movie, right?
Well, go
So,
ahead, man. So go
so
then
all right,
do this then, okay? If you gonna get to that part, right, then this I would say give them a deep dive, I guess a high level of how the death moves from beginning to end. If it makes sense. In
yeah,
this one,
okay,
because
okay.
this one's
All right.
unique.
This is very unique, and then I think it revitalized the saga, like
Oh,
the
100%. Because
yeah,
we don't
re,
yeah, 100%.
I'm in there. All right, so Final Destination Bloodlines. It follows a bloodline, right? So the when I say this movie started off with a bang, you see the premonition of Iris. Iris is you see her the premonition when she's younger,
Mm-hmm.
but then you flash forward to when she's an adult, old grandma, right? But she sees all these people dying. They're in like a tower restaurant, brand new. You
Yeah.
kind of see this in the trailer. You see glass breaking, people falling, piano hitting people, people catching on fire.
Yeah, bro. It's
He sa-
crazy.
he saves them, right? And
But hold
everything,
on, but in the premonition, death gets
everybody.
everybody.
There's not one survivor.
Not one survivor.
So it all started by this little asshole kid throwing a penny. Yeah,
I look at
everything
pennies
started,
different now. Just want you to know that, okay?
but right, yeah. Anyway, the she said so she has this premonition. She like goes through the whole thing, seeing everybody die, right? And people are dying in creative ways. It's insane. So she kind of snaps into it. She's like, "Oh my god!" She rescues everybody. Right, get off the
Yeah.
dance floor. The glass is about to break. Stop everything. Everybody get off.
Yeah.
She saves so many people's lives.
Yep.
Fast forward, her granddaughter is having the premonition dream. So she's dreaming it
Yes.
over and over and over, right? So she pretty much the grandmother has grown up to just be excluded herself from life herself.
Yeah, she's scared.
Yeah, she's tucked away in a bunker. Death is not going to get me. I'm going to avoid death as long as I can. So the grandmother has just exiled herself from family.
Bro,
She
she was in the fortress.
in a fortress,
Bro,
fortress,
like she had spears and knives
everything.
and I mean,
Yeah,
and barbed wire. Like she was in a fortress. Like you wasn't getting in there. Believe me, that's the kind of bunker I want when the
yeah,
zombies come. Okay,
yeah.
like
That's
so I
exactly. So, like I said, the family kind of disowned the grandmother. So Stephanie, who is like pretty much the main character, goes to the grandmother, kind of goes through the family and was like, "Okay, I got to get in touch with Grandma Iris. Like, how do I get in touch with her?" So she ends up going to the
yeah
grandma's fortress. Grandma kind of breaks everything down, like
yeah, bro, she was on it.
breaks everything. She has a book of death, right? Like this is what's going to happen. It was pretty much it came down to math equations. Because I saved everybody's life at that restaurant this day, death is getting them back. And because these people weren't supposed to be here, these families that these people created weren't supposed to exist ever.
Yeah,
So death is taking the longest lap around to get everybody. So pretty much
yeah,
it goes from the people who were supposed to die that day at the restaurant. It goes to the oldest son, daughter, and then like if they have kids, it goes to the oldest kids on the son side
yeah,
first. So
yeah.
it gets the oldest kid on the father's side, then it goes to kid to kid to kid, and then it goes to the mother's side, and it goes to the oldest to youngest, right?
But it was crazy because like it didn't go to the ones that married in. It was
Yeah.
just
So
literally on the side of the people that
yeah,
were
which is
related to Iris.
which I thought was super cool because the
Right?
bloodline, right?
Right?
So like if you were married into the family, you're safe.
Yeah.
If you are blood relative of somebody
Yeah.
who's supposed to die at that restaurant, You're
Yeah.
marked for death. You're marked.
And
So
it was so I was gonna say to me out in this. Sorry to cut you off. The one thing I thought was really really cool about that whole story or the whole breakdown was death was going for them in order of how they died in the premonition, which was so crazy to me.
yeah,
And she was the last one
she
in
was
the
the second to
premonition.
last.
Second to last. No, because the kid died before her, and then she died, right?
No, remember they fell off the building and landed on the spikes. She landed on the spike first, and then the kid.
Was that right? Okay. So he was okay.
Yeah.
And then you're right. So basically, it was going in that order. So when after she dies, then it started going for her daughter and her family. Oh man, dude, it was her son, and then his family, and her daughter, and then her family.
So picture you having this dream of your grandma dying. She's not dead. She's alive, or you wouldn't be here. So you go to your grandma's fortress. She explains all this to you. You just like, bro, you're cuckoo. You're crazy. The grandmother has not been outside of her house. She has not stepped foot outside 20 years. She has not stepped outside because the only place she's safe is inside of her house, right?
Yeah.
So Stephanie, the granddaughter, was like running out, and then the grandmother was like, I need you to believe me. Seeing is believing.
She tried to give her that book.
She ran out her house, gave Stephanie the book. She was like, okay, if you don't believe me, watch this. Grandma dies instantly. Grandma dies.
Hey, grandma saw it coming. She knew exactly what it was.
She
when
like,
she at the door, she's like, oh man, fire extinguisher.
She looked at the wind.
North, east, west, the wind. Grandma knew the premonition was coming. And when it happened, the blood in the face. I said, hey, Juice, I was like,
some of these kills, some of these deaths made me laugh. Like in the premonition, that little asshole boy, when that tower finally landed on him, I laughed, bro. I was like, you deserve it. If anybody, you deserve that. But man, okay, so fast forward pretty much through the big chunk of the movie.
Yeah.
After she's trying to explain to the family that what's happening, the family is kind of like on board now because more and more of the family members are dying. Yeah. They're in this hospital. One of the grandsons, Bobby, he has a peanut allergy. So they pretty much the little boy that was supposed to die last, that Iris, the grandmother, ended up saving. They became friends, and He grew up, and then so he worked at a hospital. The family goes to the hospital because JB, he knows a lot of what is going on. He's another person that's kind of taking notes and has info on death itself, right? So pretty much he told them, if you flatline, if you die, and then somebody revives you, death skips you, right? Like death moves on from your whole family.
Your whole family's safe.
Like, all right, your whole family's safe. So the plan was to make the dude who was allergic to peanuts, he ate a Reese's. Call back to the couple episodes ago. He ain't put it in the refrigerator. That's why it didn't work. He ain't put it in the refrigerator.
It was fresh out the vending machine.
It was fresh out the vending machine.
That joint was hot.
So man, this death scene, it was amazing.
It was
one
good,
of the
bro.
Literally the best in the movie. So pretty much they're in the hospital, MRI machine turns on miraculously. One thing I do want to point out on this death scene, they had like an override code they had to put into the MRI machine for it to make it go to its max level.
Yeah.
A phone hit it and it was like, all right, cool.
It's a max level. Because it's magnetically drawing everything to it. And once it hit it, bro, because basically when the machine turns on, it draws metal.
Yeah.
And so the older brother, so kind of find out, the older brother, like he was saying, was trying to help the younger brother flatline so they can take him to the ER and bring him back. Easy, right? That's what he's thinking. But the older brother didn't die because earlier in the movie, kind of find out the older brother basically was not the father's son.
Mama stepped out in that little side baby. You know what I'm saying?
So that's why he didn't die. But because he got in the way of death, death got his ass as well.
Death got him.
Brother, and his death was probably the worst of them all.
For sure. He suffered.
Magnetic stuff with the metal, he had nose ring, earrings, tongue ring, he had nipples.
His
what they call it down there, Prince Albert. He had a Prince Albert.
He had a Prince Albert, and all that metal was just getting sucked into the MRI machine. And then he had a wheelchair behind him, right? So all the metal on him is sucking him to the MRI machine. Here comes the wheelchair, smack. He is folded like an origami. He is folded like origami going into the MRI machine, just body exploding, right? And then his brother is on the floor dying because he ate the Reese's. So he grabs the EpiPen from his brother.
He's holding
the EpiPen, right? So he stabs himself. Like the whole hospital is like this MRI machine is at max level. So like a nurse comes in, asks him, "Are you okay?" Rewind a little bit. They couldn't get the Reese's machine out the vending machine because it was stuck. So when they jammed the machine, the coil from the vending machine stuck out, right? As soon as the door opened, the coil slammed through right in his head. I said, "Oh."
He was coming to an allergic reaction. Bro, that coil came and knocked him. I was like, are you kidding?
That was by far. Now, it's some crazy deaths in this movie, right? That was by far took it by cake, bro. Like, please, if you've seen Final Destination, Bloodlines, put in a comment what you think your favorite death scene was.
Absolutely, man.
Let us know if it's the same as ours.
I would say that was definitely the best. Man, it was perfect. I mean, the comedy before it was great, and then how just ended was even better, man. So I will say.
It was comedic. If you have like a dark, twisted mind, a lot of the stuff was funny, but like the actual like comedian of the movie was Eric, the brother with all the piercing. He was actually hilarious.
He was too funny. Yeah, I'm with Juice, man. If you ain't seen it, go see it, and definitely give us the your feedback on that, man, because I would love to know what it is that you enjoyed as far as like what's death was the best death. But also I want to know, we want to know if you feel like this Final Destination lives up to the rest of the saga.
Yeah, for sure.
With that said, you know how we gotta get to it, right? We gotta get to the big thing, right?
Yeah.
All right. So if you rating this popcorn rating.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, Rotten Tomato gives like a 93, 94%. Okay.
Okay.
We go off Rotten Tomato. What you giving it, my guy?
All right. So Final Destination Bloodlines, I am giving this fresh popcorn.
Fresh motherfucking popcorn.
Yeah, fresh popcorn, bro. 5 out of 5. This was a movie.
So good, man.
Death scene.
I can believe it.
Yeah, the death scene, the storyline, I could follow. It was easy. It made sense. The flashback, the premonitions, just the creative ways of death, the family drama, because the family drama, everything. 5 out of 5, fresh popcorn.
All right, last question about the movie. You think it's over, or you think they'll come back and make some more money?
They definitely making another one. So this was kind of like so don't you know, like the original Final Destination is 1 through 5. It kind of was a storyline that followed each other. Like they kind of built on 1 went to 2, 2 went to they built on each other. This was like a bookend closed movie. So I do wonder what is something else, because it's been 14 years from Final Destination 5 to Final Destination Bloodline. So it's been 14 years. So I wonder if in 3-4 years they come up with another one, just with like another kind of like genre of it.
Yeah.
Storyline.
This is good, man. Like, I thought we was done. This is good. You know what, too, which was good, man. So 2 things that's really good about this to me, right, is the guy that played JB is the same guy that plays Candyman. Right? So he got that deaf talking. Yeah, they're gonna come get you. Deep voice.
So
right?
one thing about one. Sorry to cut you off. He was actually sick in real life, and this was, I believe, his last movie, which was actually. Yeah. He died. R.I.P. Tony Todd, November 6th, 2024. Wow. So this was his last movie. So R.I.P. Tony Todd. That's right.
All right, so check it out. That was that conversation.